See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up on parole because of the COVID. It feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Know that it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and know boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Wrong with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pass through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby so belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Shalom, Israel. This is Officer Rock of the I.S.U.P.K under Commandant General Yohanan. Started out of 125th Street in Harlem, New York. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Now, let me start off by giving my brothers a salute. Shalom Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak, Thumb. Then I also want to give my sisters a salute. Shalom, Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Ilathan, by Salaki. Let me start that over again. Yahweh, Shamar, Ilathan, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Today's topic is reincarnation. Reincarnation is in the Bible. The Christian church, Catholics, they do not teach about reincarnation. They don't believe in it. But Christ taught about reincarnation. And it's in there. So, we're going to get into it and we're going to break this down about reincarnation and our records, and the Christians don't teach it because they don't believe in it. So if you really believe in Christ, well, You just can't treat this like a box of trails mix. Reincarnation go with it, because if there's no reincarnation, where's your I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. Your reward for all your hard work. You know, I mean, because that's basically saying that death is the end. The book says heaven is on earth. So this is where heaven's going to be. It's not going to be up in the sky flying around, with little white babies with wings. That's not where heaven is. But let's go ahead and get into it. And first of all, let's pull up John chapter 9, verse 1, because Christ taught reincarnation. So let's go into John chapter 9, verse 1. Salakia, bear with me. So let's go in there. John chapter 9, verse 1. Some said, "This is he." Others said, "He is like him." But he said, "I am he." Therefore said they unto him, "How were thy eyes opened?" And he answered and said, "A man that is called Jesus made clay and anointed my eyes, and said unto me, Go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and washed, and I received sight. Then say they unto him, Where is he? He said, I know not. So, this is just proof of some of Yahweh Shai's miracles. So he was walking around at that point in time, and he was only dealing with Israelites, and he was, performing miracles that could not be attributed to no one else but the Most High, so that they would know the power was with him. So let's go into, from there, let's go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. So let's get to Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. So this is the words of our King, the one that was just creating miracles and for everybody to see. These are words from, written down that he said himself. Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give his life a ransom for many. So, he came to give his life, and he's been here before, this isn't his first time. He was the first Adam, and he's the last Adam. There's no more Adams after him. That's why he says, I am the first Adam and I am the last Adam, because he came with the law. So if you go into Genesis, it reads, you have two different accounts of their creation story, where it says, God created man and he created woman, told them to multiply, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, 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 Salakia, but so on and so forth. Then it goes on and it says, then God created Adam. See, Adam's creation was the first with the law. He came with the law. So, but that's a whole nother topic. I don't want to get into that too deep, because it's a whole nother class. But there is reincarnation throughout this book. So I'm going to go over here to Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. And this was a prophecy of Daniel's passing. Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. Salakia. So, I don't want to get too far in myself, but this is basically saying, that, go your way. This is Daniel speaking. He was a prophet, and basically keep the law, for thou shalt rest, because day is coming where we are going to rest. We're going to go to sleep, which is when we pass. The soul goes up to the Father. The body's getting eaten up by worms. The soul goes up to the Father. You get judged and you get put down back on this earth to finish out your judgment. So you've been reincarnated countless times. That's why we don't celebrate birthdays, because you're back here to serve out your punishment, pretty much, until you keep the statutes, laws, and commandments. If you read through the history of our people, we've been in bondage several times because we're just such a stiff-necked, hard-headed people that don't want to listen. So we keep going through this repeating history because we haven't learned from it, So let's see with that. Let's go to Matthew chapter 22, verse 23. Now, this is the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they believe different things. Let me see. There's one group that believe you went to heaven up in the sky. Then there's another group that believed that once you die, that was it. That's the end of it. There's no more. So let's see. So let's get into this scripture. Matthew chapter 22. Let's start at verse 22. Chapter 22. Let's start at 21. Chapter 22, verse 21. They say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar's the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. Oh, Salaki, I went back too far. Here, Salaki, 22, verse 23. The same day came to him the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection, and asked him, saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die, having no children, his brother shall marry his wife and raise up the seed unto his brother. Now, they're playing trickery. They're just, they're playing riddles with words, and they're actually trying to trip Mashiach up. Here's verse 25. And Salakia, for the verse I just read, that was about, paying taxes, and I really didn't want to get, that's not my topic today. So let me get back down here to verse 25. Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto his brother. Because the brother's supposed to marry the wife so that if she didn't have no sons, to bring forth the son, because we're reincarnated through the seed. Verse 26. Likewise, the second also, and the third unto the 7th. See, now 7 brothers then died in this family without this woman having a son. So it's just a riddle of words, is what they're playing with them. And last of all, the woman died also. So they're saying the woman died without having children, specifically a son. Verse 24. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? I'm going to start that again. Verse 28. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? For they all had her. See, so it's a trick question. It's a trick question. So Mashiach, Jesus answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God. That's just like the Christians. Ain't no resurrection. Only one that was resurrected was Christ. Ain't no recycling. But everything's recycled. When a plant dies, it fertilizes the ground. It drops its seeds. It dies. It drops its seeds. It dies, fertilizes the ground, and new plants grow. That's why you never have to plant the forest. It's an automatic cycle. So everything is going through the cycle. So now I'm on verse 30. For in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. So there it is. Mashiach just letting them know, hey man, you guys don't know what you're talking about. And everybody heard of till death do we part. And we're the angels, sons of God. We're his children. He's very specific in this book. He says we're his children. And what is the angel? Children of God, sons of God. So messenger. That's what an angel is. So, a lot of this could be tricked up in wordplay. It's like when you see those guys and they're always smiling, always smiling and laughing and rubbing their hands, especially if they wear purple. Better watch your back, because that's the common traits of a con man. My grandmother taught me if a man is talking real fast and smiling, you better watch your pocket. So yeah, they were trying to get Mashiach. He wasn't going for it. It's like, man, you guys don't even know what you're talking about. It's like some of those brothers that's on the internet, all up there in the twilight zone, throwing shots, trying to trick the UPK up. All right, with that, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 32. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 32. See, and the thing about this is, if you're in the I.S.U.P.K, you've always been a part of the body. You're just recycling back into it. I ain't gonna say you fell off. Maybe you did. Maybe it was something that, but you're being recycled into it. You know what I'm saying? To wake everybody else up, let them know the truth, and try to gather our people together. So, don't if you get recycled again, you want to come back in a better position, than what you are now. And by that, you get that by keeping the statutes, laws, and commandments. Because the Most High, he could reincarnate you at any point in time. And, you'd be wondering why a leg missing and that missing. It could be something from your past life. So, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subjects
Salaki, let me start that again. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So, let's break this down. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So the prophets in the past are being reincarnated to this day, and they are the prophets. So there's no debate about it. It's right here in this book, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 32. So, hey, you've always been a part of the truth. What you don't want to do is fall out the truth. You don't want to leave the truth. That's a bad thing. And it talks about leaving the truth in here. What the consequences is for leaving the truth. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to them. And it's going to be in 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 20. So you think you have a choice? You really don't have a choice. You need to just take your time and get it right. And get it right. Because I'm going to show you right here. Second Peter chapter 2, verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse with them than in the beginning. Ooh. So, to come in here and then to fall off, it's going to be worse than when you came in. You're not easing your situation at all. I'm going to go on to verse 21. I think we need to read a little bit more on that. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. Verse 22. But it is happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the soul that was washed to her wallowing in the mirror. A dog has turned back to his own vomit. So, hey, stick the course. You think it's rough? It's not as rough as Peter and Paul and them had it. It's not as rough as the Maccabees had it. It's not as rough, during all those persecutions and slavery that we survived. And you want to call this rough? This ain't rough. It's not rough. It's not rough at all. Give yourself time. It takes practice. We call it practice in the U.P.K. We practice this. But if you really believe Well, it don't matter whether you believe it or not. You don't have to believe it. Not believing it isn't going to change the truth. It's still going to be the truth. So your best, the best thing for you is to get in the line, because this will save your life. This will increase your number of days. And why a person would have a problem with this, I have no idea, because at the end of this book, the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans rule the earth like we're supposed to. So you got all this twisting of the scriptures and doubt and lies being told to turn you away, because the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Just thinking of that, I was looking for a news report about an incident where a brother was attacked at his food cart out on the 82nd, out in close to the Clackamas area. We got a brother that stay out that way too, but the brother was severely injured. And there's not, you really gonna have to dig to find that article. It's being suppressed. Why? Because that's the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's not what he want out. He don't want out that his people is randomly attacking business owners just because of the color of their skin. And there's been more than that's just what's been reported. So just imagine what haven't been reported. So, come back to the statutes, laws, and commandments, because it will keep you safe. Because if you don't, you're going to get reincarnated. You might come back born to a family, your mom's on heroin. You in the belly. So when you come out, you got major complications. Parents mom could have you and just leave you in one of them baby boxes. Just all kind of things. You could just, so you really just making it worse on yourself by not coming back to these statutes, laws, and commandments. So with that, I want to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hatheth to his place where he arose. So basically, let me backtrack to verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh. Generation passing away, another generation coming, right? Recycling. Then we get down. Let's jump down And it says, and the earth abideth forever. So now we're going to jump down to 5. The sun also arises, and the sun goeth down, and hath this to his place where he arose. So the earth, it sets and rises and go back to where it started from. Recycle. The wind goeth towards the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually in the wind, returning again according to his circuits. So it starts one way, and by the time it's done, it came right back to where it started from. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. So, just like, the earth abides forever. Everything on the planet regenerates. Everything is constant regenerating. If you're a girl, you were a girl in your past life. So trying to be a boy in this life, you could feel as though you thought you were a boy in your past life all you want to. You weren't. You were a girl. If you are a boy in all your past lives, you have been a boy. If you're a prophet in all your past lives, you've been you've been a prophet. You're pretty much doing the circle, regenerating, pretty much just regenerating. So that's some of the scriptures in there. Let me see. And Paul was Elias. So, and I'll bring it out. Matthew chapter 17, verse 11. And Jesus answered and said to them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elias is also come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer them. Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist. See, Mashiach, he taught reincarnation.
So when you realize that breaking the statutes, laws, and commandments, even though it seemed like you're getting away, it seemed like that person, isn't getting punished. He will get punished in the next life. He could come back short of limb, just countless things, There's, it's up to the Most High, I mean, there's countless things he could do to you, Have you living in a tent, so, I mean, don't be fooled. This is the reason why you really need to keep these statutes, laws, and commandments. Not just because it's going to give you a healthier, longer life. If you don't keep them, you're coming back, you're going to be punished, and you're going to have to try it again. So I'm going to end this class with that. Shalom, Israel.